Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League. Here we have Archon versus Unholy with our lower bracket. I believe lower bracket round 4. And we have our very first game. And looks like here Pejar spotted at the top here of Suffo Pit 1. But no connection. And it looks like we're running the undergate or the going into the upside down is a very short cooldown, but the circle is pretty much non-existent. To be fair, I think that's a very fair add-on to use. It's very good for your mobility here and your map pressure. And against most competent players, you're not going to be hitting that. You're not going to be hitting that unless they're trapped, right? Or there's no you get them in a position where they can't dodge. And yeah, we're gonna go straight into chase here with Wicca 3. And at this point, our other survivors probably will be slamming our gens in the background, which I mean, we haven't gotten a token yet. We got our first token here, and getting the second token is very important very soon here. Yep, and we enter World Breaker mode with token number 2. Now we could injure with our power. Wicca dodging in, making it to the pallet. Crazy stuff here. Does she get the Wicca? Oh my. Oh, unfortunate. Doesn't quite get that one. And we're just going to keep playing the pallet here at 11 as our survivors are working the generators in the background with one person on a clock, two people on generators. First generator pops as first down happens. A very, very solid first chase here from Wicca. We're going to go get a hook, not a pain res, and we're off to probably chase some survivors off the generators. I think our Wicca got their team a pretty good start here going into this game. A thing to notice, we have Wretched Fate. With Wretched Fate, our obsession will be a lot slower on the generator. And we do spot Ace doing the generator here in the middle. And we get our 20% haste from our roller skate here. I think one of the better add-ons on first. Ace, the champion of the light, making it really hard to aim as him too. That's a very, very good place here by Dan. Oh my. Using champion of light and a beamer to make it very hard here for Julian to aim their M2. They do get the hit though, but the blind does connect for that hit, and we do get an injury. The 20% hinder comes through. We exit World Breaker mode. Very unfortunate that Dan took an injury there right as World Breaker mode was ending. We're gonna go back into chase here. We're gonna go get another stack here onto Dan. A gen does spot, putting us at 3 generators remaining. Once again with the beamer, Dan, you menace. It's such an interesting thing. In order for Julian here to aim his M2, he has to look at the beamer, and it makes it really hard. He might have to trade a hit here for a blind, and if it's a miss, it's devastating, as we do have Champion of the Light with that 20% hinder if it's off cooldown, and we very good down here. And we'll get a pick, and I'm probably we're going to be seeing a pain res happen here. Yes, there is a pain res here at bottom of the map at 7, or 8, sorry, 8. We're going to get our pain res, using our first pain res charge. And during all of this, our Wretched Fate was cleansed. Dan being the obsession, and being in chase for the majority of Wretched Fate is not ideal. So not much Wretched Fate value there, unfortunately. We do spot Wicca. This is really good here. This is one of our potential tunnel outs in this game as Dan gets unhooked. Ooh, we do get the Suffo windows, the window at Suffo here spawning on this side, but a very good two M2s here in a row to down Wicca. And we do have another pain rest here. I mean, on that second one, there was not really much room for Wicca to dodge, unfortunately, as there are a bunch of random world objects there that prevent you from running out, so it's only running left or right. We do get our eruption here on the main gen, and World Breaker mode will be ending as we take away another filler. At this point, I think, yeah, definitely Wicca is the tunnel out here, and we're going to be holding this top side with this 3 gen here at the top. They do get the pull. Oh my, there was another person, Tori now, hitting the For the People, becoming the obsession. The Wretched Fate is out of play already, so it doesn't really matter. But the For the People on Wicca is massive, as that means That means they have another extra health state to play with in this chase. So we have to hit, I think 3. We have to hit 3 M2s to get the down here on Wicca, and we can see the gen here in the middle being heavily worked on. We spot Anna here on Lara. We do get a tag with the M2. Oh, and we do get an M1 as they were kind of ran towards edge map rock. Probably unsure if Julian here would commit, and very good down here by Julian. Oh my. And we're gonna get a hook here next to the active generator. Though it is far away, it is a bit far from our 3 gen at the top side of the map. But our pain res does hit the gen here at 8. We do see scratch marks, which means the survivor was here. It was probably Wicca, as they were the one in the area. Yeah, it was. And we're gonna enter chase here with our tunnel out. We still have our quarter of our World Breaker mode in, and we get a really amazing hit here on the corner of Shaq. Oh my god. What a hit by Julian. It's up to Wicca here to just play for their life. And unfortunately, it's not really the strongest filler. And we do go down, and we'll see our first sacrifice here happen at 2 generators left. Unfortunately, it will be Wicca here on Laurie as our first sacrifice. And yeah, no, we have 2 generators left. I believe they finished one of the generators on the top side of the map, which is very good here for our survivors. And we do spot Dan. We enter chase with Dan. Coming out, gonna get our 20% haste from our roller skate here. Oh, good dodge by Dan. As World Breaker mode ends, gonna erupt here the middle generator here at like mid 8. And we exit World Breaker mode. We do spot Dan kind of lurking the bottom side of the map here, probably looking towards touching that mid generator. We go down into the upside down, and Dan probably will be hopping straight back onto that generator. Yeah, we could see Dan and Anna here on the generator. We do get a hit on Anna here. Will we get hit number 2? If we get a second hit here, this will put us in World Breaker mode and also put Anna at 4 stacks, which means if they're on death hook and they get hit by an M2, they can be worried, so we don't have to waste time carrying them, taking them to a hook. What a down! Oh my god! Oh, a near miss here onto Dan. Very well played by Julian. Oh my. Another very good hit here. A thing to note is that first is a 4.4 killer. Oh my. We now have 2 slugs, 1 healthy survivor. Pedro is the only survivor standing right now. They kind of need to make something happen. Probably recover one of our survivors or finish a generator. Though if they finish a generator, that will give away their position, and potentially that will be a 4K1 as we'll enter final chase. We do see them running down. They recover Anna here. Both survivors. We know Anna's still at Shack, and Pedro is running up the 8 side. Not quite. Never mind, it does hit as Pedro dodged in, I believe. I was gonna say not quite the range to connect that M2, but it does. Fair enough. The M2 of this killer really comes back extremely quickly. The Vine attack. Oh, a run in into a pallet drop. Strong plays here by Pedro. But unfortunately, yeah, they do eventually go down. However, they bought enough time for their team to get a pull and a reset on Dan. And probably we're going to see a reset on Anna as we take another pain res here. Hitting what I believe was Pedro's gen. Probably one of those top ones. Very good stuff here from Julian. Getting back momentum into this game. As it was looking a bit scary after one of the top gens here popped. During that chase with Wicca. It looks like the pain res did hit the generator here in main, and we're gonna go enter chase. We have about an 1/8 left of our World Breaker, so we have to hit the next, we have 4 or 5 more M2s left, and yeah, no. There we go. We get the hit here on Anna. We're gonna go hook them, put them on death hook, make them make them susceptible to that Mori. Should we hit them with another down them with another M2? They do get the pull on Pedro, and the thing is right now is that the bottom mid gen was quite progressed, and they just doubled it immediately, getting it down to one generator remaining. Which, I mean, depending on how this next chase goes, this could be the deciding chase between a 4K1 and like a 4K0 or outs or high stages. But at this point, I think Julian is a pretty good spot. Like we have the hook here near both of the survivors are kind of like in this middle to bottom half of the map, unless they manage to really successfully like stealth towards the top. And we have Anna here on the hook at top by the most progressed gen. So it probably will be a 4K1. We're gonna get 2 hits here on that. Enter World Breaker mode. We're gonna throw an M2, but we do have the really long start of the M2 because of the anti-camp protection for this killer. Ooh. And we get a very good hit here on Dan, and we're gonna see Amori. Spore Ace gets his next step. Oh. Alright, and we're gonna go straight into our undergate, and we're going to go look for our survivors. Possibly find Pedra, possibly find Ana. I have a very strong suspicion they're probably working the bottom generator. Yes, it looks like they were working that bottom generator. We do spot Pedra here on the window. We come out inside Shack. Ana managing to reset here in the 1v2 is big. This potentially means, like, depending on the chase that happens, right, we could definitely see a 4K0 perhaps happen. Maybe an 11 stage. Pedro here has to have an amazing chase, and Julian kind of has to overcommit a little bit for an 11 stage result, but I mean, it's still kind of possible. Though right now I feel like I'm not, like, we do have the bottom gen at Shack progressed, and I was gonna say, yeah, the top gen very much so progressed. So we are currently at possibly, if this chase ends right now, we could 4K0 this, but it is looking like maybe it's an 11 stage resort, as Pedro here has dodged so many M2s. Oh, unfortunate lingering hitbox on that, kind of as they dodged out and then rotated back in. We do get the down. We'll get a fast hook here. Will Ana make it out? We're probably going to go immediately into the undergate. We're going to run to that other gate. World Breaker mode here is probably going... Okay, yeah, Ana. I think Ana is out, yeah. With that, yeah, the gate opens, Ana runs out. 11 stage 4 fresh result here for Julian, which gives a win condition of 4K0 and a tie condition of 11 stage 4 fresh here for Unholy's killer. I mean... I think this is our first game of first in this season of Blood Rush League, so there's no average for me to compare. But I think, like on a map like Sappho, there's a lot of tiles to chain to. I would say like a 4K0 is achievable. I mean, we probably could see a 4K1 or 4K2 on this map, depending on like a gen RNG and how well they hold it. Because, you know, you get those like fully top or fully bottom gen clusters, and it's like very easy for the killer to defend. And if the survivors don't tackle it in an optimal way, it could very much so result in a 4K1 or 4K2. But like, so I think a 4K0 is a fairly achievable result. However, Archon is a fairly competent team. Actually, not fairly competent. The Archon is a very competent team. And Unholy is also a really strong team. So it's anyone's game, really, I think. So we'll get that next lobby sorted. We'll see what Unholy's killer is going to bring. And we're going to see what Archon survivors, how our Archon survivors are going to do. And we'll see you guys in a bit. Hello, and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket round 4 of Archon versus Unholy here. This time we have Unholy on the killer, with Pedro playing first here for Unholy against Archon survivors with a win condition of 4K0 and a tie condition of 11 stage 4. 11 stage. It's always 4 fresh when it's 11 stage. We do get a very fast chase here into King Julian, and we do get our first token relatively early into the chase. Very good hit there. Kind of at the edge map here with no resources really. We might see an M1 come through. Oh, Julian here just sending it, dodging those M2s. We do enter World Breaker mode here. Will we get the hit? Pedro tries to flick backwards, but Julian just sends forward, gets a really good dodge. However, we do get a hit here, and we will be seeing a down probably very shortly here, as Julian didn't have the space to dodge here at the edge map. And as for our build, we are running Pizza Goggles and Roller Skate once again for that Undergate cooldown and that haste as we come out of Undergate. And we are running Pain Res, Ruin, Undying, and Wretched Fate. Wretched Fate Undying is the Wretched Fate Undying is a combo we've seen before. The downside obviously is that the Obsession can see their totem, and the Obsession is very much so incentivized to cleanse their totem, and doing so will consume our Undying here, which removes the protection for Ruin. But it does keep Wretched Fate in play for a little longer, which is an upside. Julian also being our Obsession here on the hook. Probably not ideal for the Wretched player to be on the hook or the tunnel out. But I mean, sometimes it is what it is. It just kind of happens. We find cracks here, as we do have a survivor now doing the clock to get rid of the World Breaker mode, putting it to like 1/4 duration. We go hit the send a Vine attack at the totem here in the middle, trying to get a cheeky hit on someone trying to cleanse. But our survivors here kind of zoned away from the hook. We got a really good hit here on cracks at the 3 area. And we're going to go into the Undergate. We're going to look for some survivors potentially trying to cross here. Julian goes second. And Pedro gets a very strong position with a Death Hook survivor at 4 generators remaining. I bet probably as soon as they unhook Pedro, if he's not immediately going to be downing someone, we'll probably see him go into the Undergate, immediately go to the hook. However, World Breaker mode does end, which means we have to re-earn our tokens once again. We do see Pedro here running to the one side. They have a filler to play, but at this point, they just have to play their life. We try to throw it on the long side, but they are just on that filler. Not quite a hit as the generator pops, putting us 3 generators remaining. Wretched Fate on Pedro. Wretched Fate not really getting value this game, as our Obsession has not had the chance to work a generator. However, Ruin has gotten fair value. Are playing this tile, this weird Z tile here at 3. And no, we're just sending it. We're not playing it, sorry, my bad. We have to get an we have to enter World Breaker mode soon, or at least get an M1. But I don't think Pedro is gonna, Julian is gonna give up an M1 for free. As the generator finishes, we're 2 generators remaining. Ooh, we hit Julian with a M2, putting them at 4 stacks here. And we could see our Mori here, our first sacrifice, at 2 generators remaining as Quan. As poor Quan gets Mori'd by our killer here. Putting us in a 1v3. Entering a 1v3 with 2 generators remaining. I think it's a fairly solid position here for Pedro. I was gonna say 2 injured survivors, but no. One of them got healed, so we only have 1 injured survivor and 2 healthy survivors, and 1 of the totems go, which was Undying. Now we just have to hope the survivors cleanse Wretched Fate instead of Ruin. But we do have 3 Pain Rest charges left. We still have almost 1/4 of our World Breaker as we enter chase here with Cracks. Cracks doing a good job dodging. Ooh, really good job dodging. Oh no, but we spot Albatross! Albatross on Ace gets spotted crouching by the logs and they go down. This is not good for our survivors. Pedro spotting an injured survivor out of position, capitalizing it, getting good value here. And Ruin is cleansed in the background. However, that means the survivors are necessarily not on gens here, so they kind of have to finish these 2 gens fairly soon, as we do have one survivor's all the way at the top of the map. The other one is slugged, was slugged, and probably crawled over here towards the mid. Yeah, they crawled to the mid, immediately got picked. But that means, once again, that means there are no generators being worked on right now. So Pedro has all the momentum going for them. We get a very good hit here. By the way, shout out to Cracks for looping that at Shack the entire time, dodging all of those Vine attacks. Making it so that they didn't get any hits on them during World Breaker. Will Albatross get hit here? No. Very good dodges from our survivors. We do have a survivor working away at a clock, gonna put us at 1/4 of our World Breaker timer. And we enter chase here with cracks on Lara. We do have a hill here, which isn't the best for our survivors usually, and we will be taking an M1. Will we get an M2 follow-up here? Oh my, we do! As Krax is not able to loop, avoid the M2 here and loop Shack this time, we get a fairly fast chase here on them, and we will be getting our pain res. This is very good here. Our killer cashing in a pain res, potentially hitting a very progressed generator here. We are looking around the edge map to see if we spot a survivor, but I don't think anyone's here. I think they're both topside. They possibly are both topside, I think. Though one of them could be stealthing. If there's someone stealthing, it'll likely be Apathy, as Albatross is injured. Oh, yeah. Apathy is up top. We see another pair of... Is that another pair of... We do see another pair of scratch marks, so this means Ace is also here. Oh, this is not ideal. Oh, wait, no. Ace is not here. Ace pulled. My mistake. That was one pair of scratch marks. It just looked like a separate pair. I guess Apathy walked from there towards the generator. We do enter Undergate after kicking the generator. No eruption this time, so it's just regular kicks and 2 charges of pain res is what we have left here. We do spot Albatross, who is injured, and if we down Albatross here, that'll be very good, as that's another pain res charge for our killer to use. Keeping our survivors' gens at 2 gens remaining. Cracks once again in chase. I mean, if they have a chase like they had earlier, this potentially could be a very comfortable outs for them. But it looks like Pedro here decides not to commit, which I think is the correct play here. We do spot an injured Ace. I think it's very good if we manage to down Ace here. We are a 4.4 killer, so I think Ace does make that pallet. Ooh, it looks like Ace here, instead of opting to play the pallet, they will be walking edge map. We're gonna hit them with an M2, entering World Breaker mode before M1ing them for the down. We're going to pick, and we are going to run towards that hook. Will we get it in time before the gen pops, as that main generator is being worked on the whole time by Apathy? We do! We hit it. We hear Apathy scream in the background as pain res hits our main generator. We have Pedro here looking at lockers. I think they're thinking Krax is lurking around. But I don't think they're here, as that main generator does finish. Got delayed by like a good 10 seconds from that pain res, which, I mean, fair enough. I think if Pedro just ran straight to that main gen, they could have potentially prevented the survivors from doing it, though that might concede an unhook on Albatross. But at this point, right, if Lara was there and we like pulled her from a locker or found her edge map, I think that puts like a very, very solid potential 4K1 for our killer. We do see Apathy here in the middle of the map, but we have not spotted Cracks. Apathy here gets the ender chase. We still have about 1/10 of our World Breaker almost over, so Apathy only has to dodge a couple of these M2s. No, disaster, as we do get hit by one at the very edge of that radius. Oh, unfortunate, as they do get Apathy with, I believe, the second to the last or the last M2 of that World Breaker duration. But we get the pull in the background here, as I believe Pedro potentially was hoping to maybe rotate and cut off Cracks from a pull. But at that point, there was no World Breaker mode. Cracks could probably just pull in their face, unless they're like right at the hook, right? But you can't. But they're just like the M2, the Vine attack. The Undergate, the coming out of the Undergate attack, is extremely slow when next to a hooked survivor. It does have its anti-camp protection as well. Okay, I was gonna say if we get hit by that, that would be not good. But no, Albatross doing a good job not to get hit by that, by the undergate there. And they just have to play main here for their life. They're injured, but there is no World Breaker active. So we do have to hit an additional Vine attack here. Yep, there we go, and we do hit it. We do enter World Breaker. And we do get the down here. This will put Albatross... Oh no, we're gonna slug Albatross, as we do need to potentially stop our survivors from popping a generator. I believe the generator here at the bottom, like 5 area, the 5 hill, is gonna be fairly progressed. It's decently progressed. It's about, I think, 75%. Lara here looping around this filler and around poor Quan's body. Will we get the down on Cracks? Ooh. Cracks does get tagged there. And I believe at this point Apathy's probably looking to pick Albatross. But right now we have a very, like, our killer has very, like, the momentum is fairly in Pedro's side. And it's looking like a very much potential 4K1 here. And we do get slammed by the Blast Mine. And Albatross is picked in the background. Like, we have a hook here, potentially at the close to a very active generator. So we're gonna be able to get this regressing quite a bit. And they do get the resets up at the top side of the map, I believe. Pedro, you're looking around to see if they could catch someone crossing. However, they don't find anyone. We do see Ace here. Albatross on the generator, not getting reset, still injured. We still have about one third of our World Breaker mode. We do see Zarina also. we know where all the survivors are. Will Zarina make it to unhook? I think she does, because they're, like I said, exiting Undergate is quite slow if you do it too close to a hook. And if you do it too far, she kind of just will pull. I think Albatross here will be down. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll just see another slug happen, as we probably want to keep that bottom gen regressing. No, we do get a pick. And we do get a hook here. I believe our last Pain Rest charge is Apathy. Will we stop the last generator finishing? That bottom generator was very much progressed, and if they double it, that could mean, like, they finish. Oh my. They do finish the generator! This puts us in our end game here. We have to make sure, like, if one survivor, it doesn't matter who, if one survivor manages to leave the trial, this will be a potential tie. And if two survivors leave the trial, or Apathy leaves the trial, it's a win here for our Archon survivors. Oh my god, they're playing this really well. At this point, we're probably going to see our survivors, some of our survivors probably just going to work that top gate. They're just going to leave. And, I mean, likely Zarina has to play Hatcher, unfortunately, die. Unless we have some crazy plays here from our survivors. It is hard to hit take against this killer because of the nature of how they take their health states with that M2. Pedro here going for a bit of a flick, as I believe with that exit opening, this takes the win for Archon. Set 1 going to Archon, and oh my, Apathy makes it to Hatch, and that gives us a 9-stage result here. Wait, no, an 8-stage result. 8-stage 4 fresh here for our killer. Oh my god, they played that 1v3 at the end there so well. I think the MVP of this game definitely is Apathy. They were kind of on fire in their chases, and just the gen pressure and getting those unhooks, their stealthing, very, very good here. So yeah, no, that gives the first set here to Archon. And we will be back as we move to our second set, which is Unholy Spec of Good Guy, which uh, um they're not my favorite killer. I know they can have a lot of cool moments. I'm still excited to see how it goes because I love watching really strong teams play against each other, and these two teams are some of the best. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Good Guy enjoyer, but I'll hope to see you guys in a bit as we get into the lobby. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League, lower bracket, round 5. I said round 4 earlier, my mistake. It is round 5 with Archon versus Unholy. This time we have Unholy Spec of Good Guy in Ormond Lake Mine. And we are on, this is the second set, first game of our second set. Archon is currently leading 1-0 here as they did take that first set. The first set, which is the first. We do spot some survivors here, and we are running Ruin, Erupt, Painrest, Corrupt here. No, just a raw Ruin, no protection. Ooh, and we get a very good hit here on Albatross, and we do have that add-on that puts Sloppy on the M2s, Hemorrhage and Mangled on our Slice and Dice. And our totem here is in Shack. And our other add-on is very standard jump rope here, and we did get the stun. And it is Wasek here playing Good Guy for Unholy. Lots the two sets here are 4.4 killers. Lots of 4.4 killers in this match. I don't think they make it. No. And I mean, even if Albatross did make it, I think they'll just go down further because, you know, Slice and Dice does vault windows. I don't think they would have made it to turn around there into the pipe. But this fairly good first down here. First gen does finish. I believe that was doubled, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm fairly certain it was doubled. For that speed. Yep, and the Painrest does hit the gen over here. Ruin kicks in. Gen's about 50%. I mean, honestly, this is an amazing Painrest hook here, straight in the middle, next to the active gen here at the 10 area. And we could see here, Ruin goes in Shack. And we now are with Eruption. Apathy here, trying to do the generator here in top main. You will be erupting this generator at 10. And if we proc that eruption before, you know, if we proc the eruption and the gen doesn't finish, I think this puts Wasek in a very good position. However, we do have to probably, right now our survivors have to play careful because if we do take an injury here, this will put a lot more pressure on our survivors here. Oh. We're just kind of like proxy camping the hook here. Albatross is about to go second. Will they send someone to pull in time? Oh, it is up to Julian here. Unfortunately, poor Chucky was not able to block Quan. Quan is a lot bigger. I don't think that. Yeah, and that does give us our second fresh hook, but that prevented Albatross from going second, and we did put a decent time commitment proxy camping that hook. They fast pull Julian here. We go interchase here with Albatross. Not quite, as they do make it around the corner. Oh my. Well, looks like we'll be playing for the 3 area. Our survivors are working the generators in the background instead of opting to reset Julian, which I think is a fair call. Just smashing those generators out and perhaps getting the reset later would be a better call. You could perhaps double a generator and then pull. Oh, Albatross is kind of juicing right now. Really taking advantage of Chucky's 4.4 here, being really greedy with his pallet. Oh, not quite making it to the window. 2 gens pop, 2 gens remain. Oh, very good hit here on Albatross. We will be putting Albatross here on Death Hook, making them put very much so the tunnel out of this match, and it is a basement hook, which is a lot more dangerous to unhook. And we do still have the generator here in Shack, the generator at 7, but I believe our other generators are, I think, a bit far away. I think there's a generator at 11 and a generator at 2. We're gonna go erupt the 7 gen. This is looking, I mean, this is probably looking like stages. Unless the survivors make a very serious mistake, which is I mean, it might happen, but it's unlikely considering how well these guys play. We do spot Apathy here, going for the unhook. They're edged right now, edge map by Shack. Oh my god, they just send it. And they will be getting the hook. No, the crouch, the missing the slice and dice. It will still be a hook trade, however. And we'll be taking a stage here, getting another fresh hook. I think this is a very good call by Wasek here. I mean, and our previous Chucky games, right, in this season, we've been seeing, like, on average stages. I think it's all, like, I'm not sure if there was another game, but the one set that I recall, it was like both matches were just mid to high. One was mid stages, the other one's like mid to high stages. It was pretty close. So I mean, having 4 stages now, and if we get cracks, right, and then like fully count them out, for example, should the last gen pop, that'll give us 7 stages. But we have 3 injured survivors right now, and one of them is on death hook. Let me get a good M1 here on this 50. Oh, wonderful slice and dice by Wasek here to down cracks. And we will be getting a hook here. We'll probably be seeing a pain res. There is a pain res top of main, which I think is a good. You could either go for the mid here or the top main. The mid might be a bit far. All right, so we're gonna go for top of main. Apathy and Albatross reset. Julian's still playing injured. Apathy after this. Apathy is our final pain res. Our pain res, I think, would have hit Krax's gen, unless the Shack. I don't think the Shack gen was very progressed because they were resetting. Yeah, and the 7 gen is not much progressed at all either, which means that pain res did hit the gen at 2 that Krax was working on. Ooh, Apathy holding a check spot there. We do enter slice and dice here, Heidi Homo, to get into our slice and dice. No red stain means a lot harder to check spot that. It looks like we're gonna commit a chase here to Apathy. I think, honestly, either Apathy or Albatross are the 2 best chases here for our killer. Albatross because it turns it into a 1v3, and Apathy because you can get another pain res here. Though at the moment, our survivor gen prog is very, very low. Oh, what? I believe Wasek got robbed of a hit there. Oh my god, they really did get robbed of a hit. Albatross is playing here for a hit take. I mean, this is risky, right? Because this could put us at should Albatross die, this could put us in a 1v3. However, we have not seen our other 2 survivors. We have not seen Julian and Krax. They could be back onto that 7 generator, or maybe they started Shack. And if they're doubling it, I think we only have like about 15 to 20 seconds before. Okay, never mind. Not even 15 to 20 seconds. The last gen does pop here. And I think we're just gonna commit chase here on Apathy. Albatross is playing around here, potentially trying to get a hit take for them, to take a down for them, but not quite. As we do get the hook here, we're going to be going towards top main. Yeah, we are. Not able to spend that last pain res charge. Unfortunate. Not gonna lie, though, the hit being robbed there at the 1 o'clock, like a door entering main, I think that was like a game-changing miss. Because if we did get the down there, we would have gotten the pain rest for that 7 generator. I think we might see our survivors taking outs here. It's just 1 stage. So I wouldn't be surprised if our 3 survivors leave. Which will make it a 7-stage 4 fresh result. But I mean, if they go play for the pull. Oh, they are playing for the pull. We hear the gate nearby being worked on. We see Lara here. This is risky. This could become an 8-stage result instead of a 7-stage. Oh my. Wasek here has to play this really carefully. Oh no! Apathy missing a skill check. Not ideal. No, the whiff! The auto aim is diabolical. Oh, will we get... Oh no! Cracks goes down. This is not what you want to see. This means that we get an 8-stage result instead of a 7-stage. This is what I was saying, where it's just extremely risky, like to go for this. Taking that long stagger from the drop down is very unfortunate. It meant that they didn't have any space whatsoever. We do see survivors. Are they gonna play for it again? If Julian dies here, I think it'll be completely tragic. We hit Apathy instead of, and we will be going for Apathy. We do have Slice and Dice. We have Albatross here. Oh my. And we will be forcing our survivors out likely. Yeah. No, they just gave away an extra hook stage there. That means we will be getting 8-stage 4 fresh here instead of 7-stage 4 fresh. Oh my, that puts our win condition. That puts our win condition for our that puts a win condition here for Archon's survivor, on Archon's killer at 9-stage 4 fresh, or well, sorry, at 9 stages or 8-stage 4 fresh for the tie condition. I don't know, having the win condition go from 8 stages to 9 stages is a bit rough, I say. So we'll be back as we get the next lobby sorted. I mean, you know, it is Chucky. Stages are expected on this killer, so like getting high stages, it is doable. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but it's definitely doable, and we'll have to see how Archon's killer does against Unholy survivors. I'm still very surprised that they risked that for a single stage. I mean, I guess if it paid off right, they took a line where it could either be 8 stages, 7 stages, or 6 stages. And I guess they've just played for they played to try to get that 6th stage, but instead it resulted, yeah. It's just unfortunate. But we will be right back. We will be get the next lobby sorted, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4 lower bracket, round 5 here with Archon versus Unholy. We're on our second set, and a second game of our second set here with Good Guy, with Apathy here playing the good guy for Archon. They have a win condition of 9 stages and a tie condition of 8-stage 4 fresh. So I mean, I think on this killer it's gonna be, it's definitely achievable. But it won't be. I think it's neither easy nor hard. It's gonna be like the average difficulty area. But yeah, no, against this team, I mean, playing a killer against this team is hard. but Apathy is a very strong player, so it kind of balances out. So it's average difficulty here to get this win condition. We're gonna have to see how the game does pan out. We have Pedro here in chase at Shack. Shack ballot is spent. Will Pedro dodge it? No, and we do get a tag here on Pedro playing Tori as they run into the middle of the map here. Perhaps trying to make it to like main. I think trying to play main would be a good idea.
You're mine, asshole.
They do have this pallet here on the main stairs. Will we get... No! Oh my god, we don't get the slice and dice, and we do have to break this pallet. This is a very strong pallet. Pedro doing such a good job here. Coming up to main and just dropping down. It looks like Apathy is going to drop here. Maybe perhaps trying to get another tag. Jen does spot, but will we get a tag for it here? As we find Anna here working the middle Jen. They run towards Shack. We do get a tag. Oh my. As for our add-ons, by the way, we are running Razor Jump Rope, so we still have that the Sloppy Butcher effect, Hemorrhage and Mangled on our M2, and we do have that I think 8% 8% duration, like we're in Slice and Dice 8% longer, which is pretty much means that we go farther with it. A gen does pop, 3 gens remaining as we take our first down here. And we do have an injured survivor here on Pedrar, and we do have a very strong hook here in the middle of the map. A thing to note is instead of Ruin, we're running Agi, so we have Painrest Erupt Corrupt, a very standard triple combo here, and our final perk instead of Ruin is Agi. And Agi is very useful for getting to the hooks you want, despite survivors trying to die like edge map and stuff like that. It also means that it takes a lot less time to get to a hook and hook a survivor. So overall, a very strong perk in my opinion.
Something for ya.
We do have Dan here playing the one tile, managing to dodge that slice and dice. However, when we get the tab, we do. It's a very hard check spot to do. It's pretty much a 50, I feel. Oh, not quite. That would have been really cool though if we get the hit over, like, kind of like over the ramp. We have this palette to play, and this palette I think is a lot harder to play compared to on Chucky compared to other killers in the M1 aspect of it. Granted, Chucky is 4.4, but it is hard. Wow, words. Sorry. It is harder to keep track of Chucky compared to other killers, as we see right there. Dan unfortunately does go down as they are not able to like see that the killer was on like closer up to their side at that point because they are a lot shorter than the box. We will be making this pain res at 2 because of, I mean, I think we always make it, but we make it a lot quicker because of Agi. And that will be hitting a gen in the background. We are 2 stage 2 fresh right now at 3 gens remaining. I think it's a fairly decent position here for our killer. It's still up in the air who will take this. It's still anyone's game. But depending on the gen pressure here, it could be looking pretty good for either side. If there's not much gen pressure, I'd say the killer is probably looking at it being in a good position here. Oh, the pull and the for the people. If we get a quick down though on Pedrar, this could also mean another pain rest and a third fresh up. Though probably a gen will be popping soon. Okay, a gen does pop in the background. It is the gen at 7, so this puts us at 2 generators left. We're in chase with Dan here. Potential tunnel out. The for the people comes in play here as we do take that hit, and then we go run straight to Shack. We're going to be playing the bottom side of this map now as that Shack at the 7 gen is finished, and we only really have this like mid 6 gen left to do in the bottom side of the map while the rest of the gens are on the top. A gen does pop, and we do get it down. And with the gen at, I think, 9? Was that either 9 or 10 or 11? So I think it was definitely 10 or 11, not 9. Popping, this does mean that this 3 gen is a lot more difficult to hold. Oh my! Not on a pit pulling Dan in front of the... Oh, that was such a fast pull. I think they're doing that because they want them to chase Dan. Because like, honestly, if they commit a chase on Dan here, I think it's potentially, yeah, game losing. Last gen does pop. We still have 6 stages to go for our win. And 2 fresh 4 stages for our tie. This is going to be very difficult. We get it down here on Pedrar. We could, if we hook Pedrar, and then find Fabio and hook them, maybe. But like with that gate open, everyone leaves. And that does give Unholy this set, which puts us at a... Well, sorry, they haven't left yet. They should be leaving very soon. There we go. This does put Unholy on a 1, giving Unholy 1-1 here against Archon. This means we will be moving on to our tiebreaker. Our tiebreaker being Ghoul on Suffo Pit 1. Oh my, another Ghoul game. We've had a lot of those this season. I'm very excited to see how it goes. I think Ghoul has a lot of skill expression on both teams. And on Suffo Pit 1, it could be very tricky for Ghoul to confirm the downs, especially in that mid-map area while earlier into the game while all the resources are available. But against, these 2 teams, very strong. So I'm very excited to see how their Ghoul does, and we'll get that lobby for you guys sorted, and we'll be back in a bit. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4, lower bracket round 5 here on our third set, the tiebreaker set of Archon versus Unholy. We are on our first game here with Archon on Killer, up first with Julian on the Ghoul for Archon. Looks like we are running Painrest Erupt Corrupt with Wretched Fate, and we get a very quick tag here onto Dan. And we will be entering Chase here into main. We are running Coffee and Satchel, so our third leap will be a lot faster, and generally the leaps are faster thanks to Coffee. Yeah, we're just gonna play this filler in front of the main. We have Tori here. Will we get a hit take? We do. Bedra here taking a hit for Dan, giving them a lot of distance as we did. I don't know if you guys know this, but we did see Duty of Care proc there. That 25% haste, a mini sprint burst here for Dan. We're back to this filler here in the front of main. Oh, and we lose the 50. Very unfortunate. Good M1 mind game there by Julian. We'll get our first down, and we'll get our Bane Res. We do have our survivors working away at a gen. I believe they were doubling it. They are doubling it. And the Pain Rest does hit that gen. With Bedra here taking a hit and the survivors doubling a gen. That means there's there's one gen that's probably going to pop, but I don't think there'll be a second one for a little bit. Our killer here spots the gen Pedro is on. And we will be getting a kick here, putting Eruption on our gen as the generator at 8 finishes. That was the gen I believe Anna and Fabio were doubling. Pedro is now affected by Wretched Fate, with our Wretched Fate totem spawning in the 3 o'clock hill, I think that was a hill. But we do get the pull here. Dan's still on first hook. We spot Fabio who did pull. We will be getting an injury here with our Kagune lead. And we enter in rage mode. I think the play, okay, we could. There is a valid line to commit Fabio here, which gives us another fresh hook, gives us another Pain Rest. Agenda's finish in the background. Probably the gen Tori was working on at the water tower. Ooh, trying to play that mind game at the pallet, but Fabio just sends it. Helped by them. We get the vault. Will we get the down? Not quite. Oh, Fabio with winning these 50s. Very tough. Get a bit of a zoning break here. Will Fabio make it anywhere? They do have this window and this pallet to play. I don't think it's very playable. And they do go down. We will be getting a pick here. We will be getting our Pain Res as we do get the resets in the background here as Pedro and Dan are both healed. Pain Res does go out, hitting a gen that the survivors were working on. I mean, off of that chase, I'm sure the survivors have pretty decent gen progress. The Pain Res may be slowing it down a little bit, but this does put our survivors in a fairly good position here, I think, with that, like, Fabio winning those 50s at that filler palette. Oh my. Very, very, very well played. Julian here looking for a survivor. I think they believe there is a survivor probably playing around here. Which, if a survivor does sneak 12 and manages to pull, there is a survivor playing there. Oh my, very good game sense by Julian, but that was really good stealthing by, I believe, who pulled? We have yet to see. But very good game sense to see that, but good stealthing from Anna, I guess, who does take away Wretched Fate, giving Pedro here back their 33% gen speed that the Wretched Fate was taking away. We do get a bite on Anna for in exchange, however, and we see both survivors kind of taking the chase here in the middle. Will we commit Anna? It looks like we're committing Anna instead of going for Fabio here. Anna loses the 50 and gets down. Unfortunate for our survivor here, but we are in a pretty decent position. A firecracker attempt is thrown. A gen finishes in the background, and we're down to 2 generators left with 3 stage 3 fresh on the board. Looks like there's no Pain Res we can really realistically make here, and we're going to take a hook at the 10 tile. We did spot Pedro here. Ooh, I believe it's the one that threw the firecracker. And we get the bite through the window. If we down Pedro here, this will be our our fourth fresh survivor. A bit of a nice nice guy streak here by Julia. Not really getting a tunnel out yet. We do get the down. I guess we'll get the pick here. We'll get the pain rest. It's right here. And they pull Anna in the background. And I believe they will get the reset here. Yeah, they do. I mean, they have one pain rest left. It's on Anna. And currently, I assume there is at least one gen with decent progress here, if not very high progress. Probably that bottom gen. Julian could be very much so playing for like a 4K1 here with a holding this top 3 gen. As they seem to like keeping the chase top. Ooh, we see a survivor working away at the gen at 7 here. And Anna once again in chase. They get the pallet stun. However, they opt to stay at this filler pallet instead of leaving. They win the 50. Will we catch them? They try to leave into the tile. Oh, not quite. They managed to get that fast vault. Back into the filler. Anna's kind of juicing here. This could be a game-winning chase for them. Julian needs to get them. We get the vault over, but yeah, they just vault the window here and we're forced to break the shaft pallet. I don't think this is playable even for Ghoul. We see another survivor playing here. But the chase being taken here does not force them off of this gen. In the background, I assume they're working one of those top gens. It should be finishing if they're doubling it. If not, they're 2-splitting, which I think will finish in the next, like, 20 seconds? 20, like 30 seconds? We'll get a pick here, and we'll get a hook. Will be a pain rest, and this is very good here. And this could mean Anna will be our tunnel out. However, if Anna has another chase like that, that could be all the gens popping. Very, very strong chase by Anna there. We do see one of the generators here at the 10 o'clock being worked on. It's about, I think, 50% progress. It was the one that had the most progress, as we did hear Ace's scream when we hooked there for the pain rest. Oh, Ace line of sighting that bite. And the gen does pop here. The gen in main. This means that the gen at 10 and the gen at 7 are the current active gens for our survivors. Oh my. And while 10 and 7 sound fairly close on the clock, on Suffo Pit, that is pretty much across the map. And despite Ghoul's really amazing map mobility, I think that it's not very holdable against 4 survivors. Like, if this was a 1v2, I'd say, yeah, you can hold this. If it was a 1v3 with one, like, hook survivor, probably. But against 4 survivors that are all, like, with no one on hook, at this point, that last gen at 7 probably will be doubled. Probably we'll be seeing it pop, since Anna didn't get reset, right? So that means they hopped on the gen immediately, and it does pop. Julian here chasing Pedro. They do get the down here, and will we be seeing a hook, or looks like we'll be seeing a slug. The gen does pop, and it looks like we're gonna go straight back. Sorry, not the gen. The gate does pop. We open our gate, entering endgame collapse, and we're probably just going to pick Pedro here. I think the survivors might just take outs. I mean, we did see them go for a save. Like, we did see Archon go for a save. Maybe Unholy might go for a save. But we're gonna hook here next to the gate at top. Very good. Yeah, no, they take the outs. And this will be 7 stage 4 fresh here for our killer. Which is a fairly... That puts the win condition at an 8 stage 4 fresh, or the tie condition of a 7 stage 4 fresh. Oh wait, sorry, not 8 stage 4 fresh, just 8 stages. It's fairly achievable for Ghoul. We've seen Ghoul on average maybe 4K1, like stages, between stages, 4K0 and 4K1 is average. We've seen a couple of 4K2s. Once again, it's still anyone's game. Both teams are very strong. It's pretty much up to Unholy's killer and Archon's survivors to see who wins this match. It's all up to this match, which will be our final match. Our final game. for the match. Unless they tie, then we may have to run the goal set again. But it's unlikely they'll tie. It's unlike we don't see ties very often. But yeah, we'll get that next lobby sorted. I think Unholy is going into this. I think Unholy is in a favorable position. If I was Unholy's killer, and I'm like, and it's a killer that I'm comfortable. I'm not a ghoul player, but if I was a ghoul player and I was Unholy's killer, going into this with that win condition of 8 stages, I would say that's pretty doable. Like I'd be like I wouldn't be like, yeah, we got this for sure, but I would feel like it's definitely like we're in the realm of achieving it. I'd be pretty confident. So we'll have to see how it goes, and we'll get that next lobby started for you guys. See you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4 lower bracket, round 5, here with Archon versus Unholy. We are on our third set, our tiebreaker ghoul here on our second game. We have Wicca playing ghoul for Unholy, and Crafts, Albatross, Apathy, and Julian playing survivors for Archon. We have a win condition here for Wicca at I believe 8th stage. Yeah, 8 stages and a tie condition of 7th stage for Fresh. We did spot our survivor very quickly here on Julian. We get a bite and we enter chase here. Very fast first injury. And as for our build, we are running once again Coffee and Satchel. Oh, near miss. Very good fast fault there from Julian. And we are dropping it, going back to the top of the map, looking for our survivors, and we are running Painrest Erupt Corrupt once again with Wretched Fate, which is pretty much, we are running an identical build on our killer here from last game. We're looking for our survivors. We know that they're around here somewhere, but are they edge map? Not quite. Ooh, we did spot our Cracks here, dodging the bite, only getting marked instead of injured. Julian here managing to get reset. And we get a bite here onto Albatross. Getting eruptions out on our generators here at top. It seems like it's very clear that Wicca is definitely playing this top area. They want to get some injuries around. Cracks once again dodging the bite injury. Oh, Cracks is a bit cracked. Oppa! Big swing. Short swing through that main pallet. Oh, not quite getting through the window. We're gonna go break this door. I don't know, right now, I think our survivor's in a very good spot here. A down has not happened yet, though we do have eruption on a lot of these generators. The fact that a down hasn't happened yet, only like 3 separate injuries, with one of them being managing to get reset. I think the momentum is on our survivor's favor here. It is up to Wicca right now to get the to get stuff going back for them. They really need to get it down up here in the top side of the map. They need to get that Pain Rest, and they need to put it ideally next to one of these active generators. But getting a down would be nice, as that will trigger all of our eruptions. Ooh, we see another generator. They're really pressuring these top gens. Oh my. We have the generator at like between 10 and 9. The generator here at main, and the generator at like between main and top mid. That's the generator 10 and 9. And the generator by water tower, which is I believe between 3 and 4. Survivors here stealthing for a little bit here, getting some resets going. All our survivors are healthy once again. This is such strong play from our from our Archon survivors. Oh, will we get the bite? We do get the bite here on Julian, refreshing our Kagune mark, keeping us enraged. We won't be committing, and we will be chasing our survivors. We see them running top towards main. I mean, I get wanting to keep the chase up here, but we really, really need a down soon. We've like gotten 6 injuries. They've been all reset. Our survivors are just gonna run bottom. They're gonna hold Shift W to the bottom of the map. Will we get the block? No. Krax does drop the pallet, run around. A bit of a mind game here from Wicca. Will we get them? No. Krax holding that very well. Gen does pop here at the bottom of the map. I believe we'll be seeing the gens pop at the top unless we get this down. Not quite. Oh my god, Krax here with a potential game-winning chase. Though to be fair, all of our survivors had amazing chases this game. Holy, we need to get the down soon. Our first down does happen, hitting Eruption on 2 of the gens at the top. The gen by Water Tower finishes. Wretched Fate is cleared. We will be hitting a slug, and we will be entering chase here at top. We do spot Julian. Will we get a down? If we get a very fast down here on Julian, we could potentially turn this into a bit of a, like, trying to snowball into a 4 slug. But that requires some very fast chases here from Wicca. I mean, on Ghoul it's possible, right? But it with all the resources available on the map, it could be a bit rough. We do get a pick here on Krax. We do get the reset. Oh my, Julian loses a mind game. And we'll be seeing our first hook of the trial. 3 generators remaining. If we get a Pain Rest here, potentially we could stop a gen from popping, but I don't think we have enough stuns to get to a Pain Rest in time. No, a gen does pop. Our first hook happens. 2 generators left. Pain Rest is not consumed, which means there's no gens with progress on the map right now. However, we do have 2 generators at the top and 2 generators at the bottom. And on Suffo 1, even on Ghoul, with insane map mobility and macro pressure, I honestly think that this isn't really holdable. Wicca has to get some sort of snowball going here. They have to get the momentum on their side. It's really hard to do that against 4 survivors, however. And with no one being really endangered of being tunneled out right now, this is very scary. Julian still being on first hook. We do get the down here in Albatross. We do spot the unhook. We get the bite here on Apathy. I think Wicca is very much so going for a 4 slug. I wouldn't be surprised. The only time we're gonna probably see hooks is to confirm Pain Rest. They try to win that, but unfortunately Apathy just kind of sends the vault. Ooh. We do spot Julian trying to pick our survivor here. Will we pick for a Pain Rest? We will. But will the Pain Rest be in time? I mean, we haven't seen Krex in a while. They're probably working away at a gen. Looks like the Pain Rest does connect. A token is consumed. Our first Pain Rest token of the trial. Probably hitting one of the gens at the top of the map. The unhook does happen. We just have the 3 playing down here, and I think Krax is just playing up top. Oh! We did hear Albatross behind us. We could have potentially got them, but no, there were just 2 survivors there, both making noises. 1 in front, 1 behind. A gen pops. We're 1 gen remaining. Remember, our win condition is 8 stages. So if we get some fast downs here, we could potentially see the win con being reached. What a vault by Albatross, making it... Oh, they get the window again. They're playing this 4-lane exceptionally well. No, not quite. We're forced to drop this. We're going to look for our survivors working away at generators. We hear that Shack Gen being worked away on. It's like 70%. Blast Mine hits our killer. We're gonna go put Eruption on it. And very much so needed Eruption. Hopefully we could proc that fairly soon. We enter chase here with Julian. An Eruption proc on the Shack now would be very good, and we do get that. However, we don't know where Krax is. We have not seen Krax in ages. And they are working away at the generator at 11. We could see it's about 50%, I think, 60%. We will enter chase with them, leaving Julian slugged on the floor. very. They do pick. We do pick Julian in the background. The Shack generator. This it was erupted, yes, but they're probably gonna hop immediately back on it and double. Albatross is now over here. So we know there are 2 survivors at the top and 2 survivors at the bottom right now. Krax is somewhere here. Maybe they rotated bottom for like the reset or at least remove the men safely. And we just have to loop Albatross. The gen pops, and oh my. Well, yeah, I guess Wicca concedes that. That gives the set to Archon. And that also gives the match to Archon. Oh my god. The Archon survivors on that last game just kind of locked in. Holy shit. Pardon my language. Very, very well played to all 4 of them. They all were looping like crazy. But yeah, no, that means Archon continues here in the lower bracket. And unfortunately, Unholy will be eliminated from the tournament. I hope Unholy does come again next season, though, as we've had some amazing games from these players. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had fun. What a crazy, crazy 6 games those were. But I'm Mal. If you wanna please, if you wanna keep in touch with Blood Rush League matches and all that, feel free to come join our Discord. Feel free to follow our Twitch. And if you want to check some previous matches, find your favorite team, watch all of their matches, you can find it on our YouTube channel, which is Blood Rush League. Some of our games, some of our games are recorded offline and casted over due to staff availability and all that, as we do try to best to accommodate as much time zones as possible, as it is an international tournament. So if you are looking for an offline game that was done, it will be on our YouTube channel, as we do our best to cast every single one of those. The only thing preventing that would be a technical difficulty, which thankfully we've only had one of. But thank you all for being here. I hope to see you guys all next time, and I hope you all had fun. Once again, I'm Mal, one of the owners here, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!